Let me go. All right.
So we are live. All right, we're good.
Good on the IG too. Yeah, we're good. IG, we're good
Get it
too.
going. Let's get a
Yeah,
couple
see
viewers
Joe
in here.
Morley. Joe Morley's on here. What's up, Joe Morley?
Joe's out here playing with WrestleMania. I still don't understand wrestling.
He said, "How come?" He said, "How come Josh hates me, bro?" That's what he said.
I don't hate anybody.
That's what he put in the comments. He said, "Why does Josh hate me, bro?"
All right. I mean, we'll get started. I mean, first and foremost, the Rod Martin thing. Um, we're seeing a lot of these old players start to pass away. They're getting older. They're 70, 80 years old, and they abused their body and gave their body. He played 11, 12 years in the league. So, it's sad that he passes away. I saw him a couple times over the past, year or two, and, you start to see their health declining, having troubles walking and using canes and walkers. It's like, it's realization, man. Father time wins. These guys were peak athletes, 20, 30 years ago, these guys were the men, and now, father time takes over. It's a sad day. So, prayers out to his family. You already know the Raiders are going to do something special, probably opening day. They usually do things like that. He won 2 Super Bowls with us. So, it's pretty cool to see them honor him on their page and things like that.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good about that with anybody who's been with the team or anything like that, which is good. They give homage to them, which is a good thing. But I'm looking forward to that home opener, man, for sure. I think that game always has the best energy too.
Yeah. No, we're gonna have a lot of people there. So, and we got a couple people in here. I'm gonna tell a funny ass story about Rob Martin. I'm gonna cuss in this one because it's funny. So me, I get autographs, right? So I'm sitting there talking to Cliff Branch and Rod Martin, right? And then Jerry Robinson is to the left or right, wherever it is. If you guys don't know, Jerry Robinson is an ex linebacker for us, but played for the Eagles previously, and he played against us in Super Bowl 15. So Cliff Branch signs his autographs a certain way. He signs down the stripe; it's his thing. And then Rod Martin would sign on like certain side of the helmet and a certain spot. Like they have their weird, like nuances. And Jerry Robinson signs the helmet and he puts Super Bowl XV. And they look at him and they're like, "What the hell?" Like, yeah, we get you played. And Cliff Branch and Rod Martin start laughing. They're like, "Does this motherfucker know he lost that game? Why is he putting on his helmet?" And they started talking shit to him as he's sitting next to him. And they're just clowning on him. "Bro, you lost the game. Stop signing autographs with it." And I'm like, "Shit, dude." I was dying laughing. I'm like, you're. I mean, it was just funny to see 2 Super Bowl champs clown on a guy that made it to Super Bowl. Like, no, you lost. Shut up. And like just talking crap about it. And yeah, that was one of those things I thought was funny. And James Lofton was there too. And then James Lofton started talking shit about him too. He's like, "Yeah, he used to try to cover me in college because Jerry Robinson and James Lofton played against each other at Stanford, and it was UCLA. I have to look it up. But yeah, Robinson would try to cover James Lofton, and Lofton obviously was a Hall of Fame wide receiver, just burn him all the time. And there's a bunch of photos of him getting burned, and they were like, "Yeah, I used to burn his ass in college." And then like Lofton looked at his phone, like, "Oh yeah, this photo," and he shows it to Jerry Robinson. I was like, they were all just ganging up on him.
Hey, it's funny when I went to that Flores thing. There was some of the players that they were talking about. Some of the other guys that were on the live stream. They were like talking about some of the stuff. They were in the locker room, like joking with each other, coming in like drunk and stuff like that. So I'm sure they got endless stories, bro. Like amongst each other, man. It's probably crazy,
Yeah, I tell people, I'm like, whenever you talk to a lot of these old heads that are, playing the game, put down your phone, don't record, and just talk to them, and you will learn some of the funniest stories. You'll see them as, just regular guys instead of proper etiquette. Like, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. The minute those cameras go off, some of those dudes are freaking hilarious, and some of the stuff, they tell me like, I'm like, I can't repeat that. It's just like, what? With
yeah,
who?
some of the stuff I was like listening to some shit they were saying. I'm like. And one of the dudes that was at the event, he was like, "This is the locker room right here, man. Like, cause you can tell, like the way they talk amongst each other, like just like shooting the shit with each other, though. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that was cool though, hearing that. So I'm sure they got endless stories, man, for days.
Yeah, you gotta talk to them, see what's up.
Yeah,
it's it's sad day when stuff like that happens. But a lot of these older guys, they're at the end of their line. So if you talk to them, get their stories, talk to them about their past. I always like to ask all these other players, what were you doing on draft day? Like, how was it, in the locker room? who's your favorite player, who is, and most of the Raider stories involve alcohol and like strip clubs and things like that back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So it's like all the stories I'm like, bro, that's funny as hell. And, I remember one specific. I always like to ask, like, there's 3 things I ask players. I tell people this: ask them, talk about draft day, ask them where they work, because some of the stories are super interesting because they didn't have draft like they do now. So a lot of them were just out getting blasted. Like one guy was like, "Yeah, I was at a kegger at my, at my frat at my college dorm." I was like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah." Another guy was like at a strip club, and then like some of the stories, like, "Yeah, this player, pulled up in a limo, hopped out with a bunch of, hookers at camp one year," and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, he hopped out, and like a naked girl came out, and like gave him a hug, and then they left." And I was just like, "All right, things were different back then." So it's just, put your camera down, ask these guys like their come to Jesus moment in the NFL.
And there wasn't that many cameras around either, though, man.
No, there wasn't any. There's like, no, it never happened.
No parking lot cameras and all that stuff. Like now, you can't go nowhere. It's cameras.
No. So I'm like, talk to them, ask them about draft day, ask them where they were, talk to them about their when they felt like they belonged in the NFL, how they trained, and they'll tell you some cool stories. And when these guys pass along, then you have those stories and you can tell them to other people, like, hey, when this guy told me this or that guy told me that, like one of the crazy things I know, Henry Lawrence, the tackle, he's played in the 70s.
Yeah.
He's a gospel singer, like an actual gospel singer. And he's a big boy, like 6'5", probably was like 2'8". He's a big dude still. And he's a actual gospel singer. And I was like, man, dude. And he's like, I'm online. I was talking to him about it. And he's like, yeah, look me up. He's like, I'm on albums and stuff. And I was like, what? Like, that's just random.
Yeah. But like, you know what? A lot of people have like a second talent or something that, that they can like draw good and like just all kind of stuff, man. Play like instruments and stuff, all kind of stuff. Joe Morley said, "Is you and him at the next WrestleMania, bro?"
I wanna put somebody through a table. I mean, I put a midget through a table. Now I just want to put a real person through a table.
I saw what McAfee was there, right? I saw some highlight. I don't really watch wrestling, but I saw something. He was there, and I saw him with a neck brace or something going on. Yeah. And I show speed and a bunch of guys going on.
Bro, we're wearing the same hat, right? I just realized that.
Yeah, but we got the same one. I got LA. You got Oakland. You got the Oakland one. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I'm like, wait, what?
But because actually, I was born in '84, like I said. But me, I'm a LA Raider. Same thing. You know what I mean? You're a Raider. Yeah. But that's all I seen growing up. Like in SoCal, you saw Raiders. NWA was wearing Raiders. So that's all I know. And I was gonna be like, I got some Oakland stuff. So I was like, I saw when this hat came out, I was like, I'm gonna get the LA one, man. You know what I mean? So I got about 90 hats, bro.
You can't even find them anymore. These are Mitchell and Ness, aren't they?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say because they're like wool in the front.
Yeah,
but, I mean, we were talking about earlier the Dexter Lawrence thing. My God, that was desperation at its finest. A top 10 pick for a 28-year-old defensive tackle who's not even the best defensive tackle in the NFL. What do you think about that? Like, I just think stupid.
I think too. I mean, I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, they had a top 10 pick, and I'm like they gave that away. So now the Giants gonna have they get like number 5, right? And I think they got 2 picks. They're like a number 5 and number 10. But I was like, were they like really that desperate? You know what I mean? Like for that. But I was like, maybe they needed to do that, But I was just like, man, there's so many players in the top 10 that you can get, and for you to just wash away that pick like that, I was like, man, I don't know if I would have done it. You know what I mean? But maybe they got a plan. But I mean, just to give away your pick like that for that player. I mean, it's endless picks that you can get. Top players, top anything in that 10 spot. You know what I mean? It's not like you at the bottom or anything like that, but you literally just trade that way. When I saw that news, I was like, did they really do that? And I had to like read it like twice, like, oh man, they really did. You know what I mean? Like number 10 spot,
Their GM and their coach is getting fired next year. That's just So if you didn't know, so this is the wild thing. So number 1 overall picks, right? Quarterbacks, right? Mm-hmm. Past, I don't know, 10 years or whatever it is. Joe Burrow's coach is the only one that hasn't been fired. That's it. Every number 1 quarterback drafted, their head coach gets fired. Period. Wow. And Joe Burrow, out of the past decade, is the only one that's kept his coach, and he hasn't won. So. Yeah. So, and I say this, sparingly. I'm like, don't fall in love with Kubiak, because there's a 80% chance he's going to get fired in 3 to 5 years because our team may
Yeah.
or may not be good. And I tell people, I was like, wait, that's stupid. I'm like, nah, look at the stats. You're the number one pick for a reason. Usually what happens is the number one pick gets their first coach, they get fired, and then they have success with their second. And people don't want to hear that. And they get all pissed off. I'm like, go look. And they
but
all
it's
pull
true.
them up.
It is true though. It is true.
It is. It's very true. And it happens all the time. And like I said, past decade, Joe Burrow is the only number one draft pick with the same coach. That's wild. So, but yeah.
I didn't know that.
Giants find their GM next year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I look up dumb stuff all the time. So,
but it's good to know that. It's good to know that stuff, though, man. You know.
But
you are true though. Like I said, usually see people run through coaches a lot. You know, second coach, and then end up changing. You know what I mean? Because they start building around as well. You know, and then that coach comes in, and all of a sudden that maybe that missing piece, and then all of a sudden they start winning. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
you never know how.
Well, the other part, people think we're going to be competitive next year. Like we're going to be below 500. We're going to have a top 15 pick. So I just tell people, I'm like, you know, he's not going to have a leash the first year. We're expected to lose. The second year, there better be some improvement. If we win 7 games the first year, like say we win 6 or 7 games, and the second year we win 4 again, like then he's going to be on the hot seat again. It's going to be this coaching carousel.
I mean, because it's really no expectations, bro. Like
no, next year there is none. We had zero expectations.
There's not. Zero.
Yeah,
you know,
Pete Carroll put those in the damn gutter. So
it's
kind of just like, all right, cool. You know, you have a good day. Can you win more than 3 games? But you know, it's just it's freaking.
That Broncos game, they were like trying to hand us that game, bro. Like, and we just literally like they were handing it to us, and I was just like, man, what is going on? You know, like I said, it's no expectations this year. I mean, like I said, I hope we win more. Like I said, I don't expect us to be like win 8 games or whatnot. You know what I mean? I say maybe 5, 7, maybe around it, if we're lucky. But it's no expectation. That's why I was kind of like, for me, I was like, man, just throw Fernando in there, man, and just let him gel. You know, I get Cousins, but just let it ride, man, and just see what happens. But you know, I'm not the one sitting there, you know, coaching and making the big dollars anyway. So, but it's no expectations.
I mean, if we're a 5 to 6 win team, we're going to be anywhere from the 5th, 6th pick, maybe to the 10th. So we're going to have a top 15 pick. And you already know what I want. I want a wide receiver next year. I'm already looking forward to it. That's what I want. Go draft a wide receiver. You go get one of those good kids. You know, I think we're going to be too good to get Jeremiah Love. Smith. But I think if you have a shot at him, you take him. That is a straight game changer. And everybody's like, oh, his cousin played for us. I'm like, he don't care. He don't care. But, you know.
Somebody asked about, someone said, not football related, but what do you guys think about thoughts on Golden Knights and the Athletics coming to Vegas? But
I've never been to Golden Knights game. That is one thing I regret. I really need to go.
Yeah.
The A's aren't going to draw fans regardless of where they go because they don't have a huge fan base. And I've been an A's fan since I was a kid. I was just at the game, what was it, Friday? And there was maybe like 8,000 people. So,
oh, man.
On a Friday night, on a bobblehead night. And I didn't even get there early. I just walked in and grabbed my bubble.
Yeah. Like it's going to be the same thing. Other teams going to be here coming in, you know, like Dodgers and the Mets coming in. It's going to be the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Golden Knights game, man, if you do check it out, the energy is good. The game, man, like they get into it, bro. Like, you know, but that was just a question off IG right there. So.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. The first year for the A's will be fun, and then after that, I think it'll just start to go downhill.
They're already kind of building from where I'm staying at right now. You can see they're kind of building it up. I just have to send you a picture. You can see they already got the foundation going up.
Well, the thing is, you know, the Raiders don't really win a lot. The A's never really won. They haven't won or been relevant. So it's kind of like it's going to be the same. You got to win to put people in the seats. Like it's just that what has to happen, and we haven't done so. So I don't think the A's. They had a good young core where they're actually resigning players, but they're 3 years out from playing in Vegas. So it's just a lot of things that happen in 3 years, you know, and we'll see if they bring fans back. Yeah, opening day, I'll be there in Vegas. And I know I'm going to pay an arm and a leg for my tickets because people are going to want to go.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But all right. So, I mean, the draft's in 2 days. 3 days?
Yeah.
2 days. When is it? 21st. 3 days? 4 days.
3 days, right?
Should be 3 too long. I don't know. 8 days to count today. I don't know, but
I'm ready
for
math.
It.
It should be. It's 3 days, yeah.
So, second round pick. If you have a defensive tackle And this is what I tell people. Everybody's like, "Oh, we want Omar Cooper. Cooper ain't falling to 36. He ain't falling. He's gonna be top 20 pick. Like, get that out of your head." But the only wide receivers, there's three really: Cooper, Boston, and Concepcion are the only ones that are probably worthy of that 36 pick. Maybe the dude from Clemson. But other than that, sorry, not from Clemson, Tennessee. What's his name? Oh my God, I forget his name. But that or defensive tackle is probably going to fall. You know, if you have a choice between like McDonald or like Lee Hunter and Concepcion, which one are you taking?
Hunter. I'll go Hunter.
Lee Hunter?
Yeah.
Even though he had a garbage combine?
I mean, I would take Hunter, man. You think the combine pretty much just sells everybody on everything, you think, or what?
No, you know, you call it the Underwear Olympics, but it is a precursor. He's not going to be able to rush the passer in the NFL. He's too slow. It's Underwear Olympics, man. Yeah. You know, I don't think he's going to be able to rush the passer in the NFL, and that limits him. Somebody like McDonald or Christian Miller, I think, have a bigger upside because they're a little bit faster. Same with Banks. They're a little more athletic.
Yeah.
If they can develop a pass rush, they're going to be better. I think Hunter is just not going to develop a pass rush. He's going to be one of those guys that eats blocks. He's going to be a true nose tackle. He's going to have like 2 sacks a year. And it's like, you know, as a second-round pick, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like, he's going to be a defensive tackle for many years to come, but he's just going to be a one-trick run stopper on third down. He's going to have to come out, which every team needs. Like, you need that. Yeah. But, you know, again, I would take him over a wide receiver in a heartbeat because Jack Besh was drafted in the second round last year, and he did absolutely nothing. So that can happen all over again. I saw your
video, man. I had a few friends hit me up about that one. Like, man, he's like talking about Besh. Like, don't give up on him. I'm like, I don't know.
You took a second round pick. Do not give up on him. We lost an entire year because of Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Grant,
we did.
Rodgers, Genty lost an entire year, their rookie campaigns. Yeah. JPJ lost a year of development. Thornton lost a year. Besh lost a year. We had no.
We didn't see him, so we didn't really know their potential, and that's why, like, I wanted to see these guys, so like you can know what routes they have or how good they can actually potentially be. Rather, this guy's in the slot, or rather you're gonna put Besh on the outside. Like, we didn't really get to see the reps with the guys, man, like at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, hopefully we do get to see more with Besh, but I feel the offense will be a little bit better,
Yeah, I think Thornton is going to be fighting because we're going to draft wide receiver. So, like, say we draft one in the fourth. Like, my thing is like, okay, in the fourth, there's a couple guys we can take. McAllister out of TCU, I think he's going to be early fourth, and then Jacoby Lane out of USC. I think those guys are good fourth round picks. They have a lot of value there. Both those guys to me are better than Thornton is. So I think if we draft anything in the fourth, fifth round, I think they're going to directly compete with Thornton for that roster spot. And Thornton might be just a one trick. Hey, you're a deep threat, and that's it. Because in camp, I was watching him. I'm like, dude, this dude's massive. He's fast, and the speed is like instant. It's not when he has to take off.
And he's
it's
long
there.
too. He's long too.
Yeah, and it's usually with a lot of long striders, they don't get off the line. He gets off the line fast. I just think he can't run routes. That's as a wide receiver who can't run routes, that's an issue.
Yeah.
So
I watched him in camp. I watched him in camp. He looked pretty solid too.
Yeah, and he has good hands.
Watching the camp, I felt like it was like, man, the timing was just a little bit off. But then when I saw him in games, I'm like, yeah, dude, he's not. He needs a little bit more of those reps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, he's a very he's all athletic ability, very raw talent. Oh my God, what's that wide receiver? I always forget his name. The one we drafted him from Hillsdale. He was a fourth or fifth round pick. Never amounted to anything besides like a special teams guy. Oh, it's gonna bother me. He went to college with the tackle that you drafted in the first round. This is back in the Oakland days, but he was like 6'5", ran like a 4.4 40, but just never put it together. Always was just like a gimmick deep threat or like a special teams guy. It's gonna bother
Someone
me.
had a question. They said, y'all think y'all have enough offensive weapons for Mendoza?
Yeah. We have Brock Bowers and Genty. Yeah. And this is what's going to worry me. This is the real thing that worries me. It's like we're going to start throwing him into the Derek Carr conversation. Like, you only can have so much. Your quarterback's job is to make the players better. That's what your job is.
Yeah.
Do we ever say, okay, like last year, or with Aaron Rodgers, do we ever say, man, he needs another running back. Man, he needs another tight end or wide? No, we don't. We don't say that. Do we ever say that about Patrick Mahomes? They're like, no, just block for him and he'll get people the ball. Drake May's best wide receiver is Stefon Diggs. It's like we're we as Raider fans we need to get all these players. Like, no, the quarterback's supposed to make the team better, and he's supposed to run the offense efficiently, and then the players get better because of the quarterback. If you're getting players to make your quarterback better, it usually doesn't work out well because you're still your weakest link. So to me, it's just like, okay, can Mendoza operate with Genty and Bowers? Because Bowers is going to get paid like a wide receiver. He's going to get paid like a wide receiver 1. He's going to be in the borderline, like top 15 player.
Yeah, for sure.
Genty's going to be paid. What are you going to do? You can't, and you get a number 1, all of a sudden you have $100 million invested in 4 players on your offense. It's like, there's limits to things, so, and investing heavy in wide receivers doesn't usually pay off. The second contracts don't pay off. The first one does. So, I mean, look at the top, I think it was the top 10, only 1 playoff win or something like that. Top 8. There's 1 playoff win at all like the top paid wide receivers in NFL. And it was
someone said Brazel.
There you go. Yeah, for Tennessee. Yeah.
He said, but I'll take Conception. That's what somebody put in the comments. Dr. Dabs.
So Conception is probably better than Brazel is, but Brazel is 6'4", like 205 pounds, and runs like a 4.34. He literally has the same athletic ability as Thornton. He's just polished. So I think with him, he would be a good guy. I think if you want him, you would trade back at 36 to like in the 40s, get another 4th round pick or a 3rd round pick, and you draft him.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to get him and be happy with him because he's a good wide receiver and he's big and strong. All right. So what was the other thing? All right. So the draft party. So if you guys don't know, go to the draft party. Okay. Yeah. The last year, the Raiders knocked it out the park. It's at the venue. It's a Palms. Which one is it? I always forget.
So Black Hole's doing the one at the Ghost Bar at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that one's free. I don't really know too much about that one. But then the official one that the ticket holders got is the one at Club Chaos. That's the one I went to last year. I saw you there.
Yeah, that's what I always forget the venue where it was at. I was thinking it was the Palms for some reason, but yeah.
They're both at the Palms, man. So I don't know. Did the Black Hole do something last year over there? No. I wasn't sure if they did. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember. But like the one at the Chaos last year, pool party, super awesome. I think the alcohol was free, wasn't it?
Food, drinks, everything was free, man.
Yeah, everything was free. It was just like you tip.
Like top shelf stuff too, bro. It wasn't even like I think I had one thing of Woodson whiskey when I was there. And that was it, like right in the beginning. And I was like, I had like a Woodson whiskey. My wife had something, and it was like literally like whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing is, people wasn't tipping, bro. I was like, man, like you gotta. I mean, for me, I'm a, you know what I mean? You're in Vegas, you got to tip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, you know, service, you got to tip, especially if you getting free stuff. You know, throw a couple of dollars, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got to throw in the house or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? To pay half their phone bill, but give them a little something, you know. But I had fun though last year, man. I just the whole thing.
Oh yeah, it was blast. They had all the players there. You know, I mean, Geno Smith was there, so that was cool. You know, I hope
was there, right? Wasn't like Cole like doing some kind of like hosting?
Cole, Allen, Brown, Tucker, couple of the younger linebackers were there. I would think. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Number 45 from Ohio State, Lindenberg. Is it Lindenberg?
Yeah,
was there. Man. There was a lot of people there. You know, I'm always running around. But yeah, there's a lot of players there, and it was pretty cool.
And then the second day, they're having the one at the draft festival.
Are you going to that one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one too. Yeah, I'm gonna take my son.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one. That one's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a blast. My son wanted to go to a real game. I'm gonna take him this year. He's like, "We're going to the real one, Dad." I'm like, "We're gonna do it later on this year, man. I think he'll be able to."
When the ticket prices go down.
Yeah, well, you know, like I take him. You know, I just feel like because he takes naps around 2:00. So I don't. Yeah, but this year he'll be in school all year, so I think he'll be able to hang. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna definitely take him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna definitely take him. You know.
I know there's nothing worse than your kid falling asleep at the freaking game that you just paid $500 for. Breaks my heart.
You got somebody a Mendoza jersey or something?
What?
Illinois, all in your face. He said, "Got the Mendoza jersey in time for the draft. Thanks." They said thanks.
People were pushing it. They're like, "Oh, can we order it in like March?" I'm like, "Dude, I was like, it takes 3 weeks, man." I was like, "Everything's custom made." I was like, "Just
yeah."
I was like, "You gotta order." I told people March 1st. I can't guarantee that after that.
Yeah. So all in your face. He said thanks. So
no problem, man. No problem.
So yeah, he sent it to you. We're gonna talk about the other thing too. What was that? The arrest, right? With Branch.
Oh, Branch.
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you how I feel about Tyreek Hill, so I really don't care about Branch's arrest.
It
I
wasn't
mean,
nothing big. It wasn't even nothing big anyway. I saw it. I was like, dude, he's like obstructing the sidewalk, or they were trying to go in the building or something. I was like, dude, that's like
yeah,
it
it's
ain't gonna mess
probably
up
some
nothing.
BS thing where the police overreacted. I could totally see that, but my thing is like, there's that quote Herm Edwards says, "Nothing happens good after midnight,"
Yeah,
and it's just so true. And somebody's gonna
yeah,
question like, "Hey, what were you doing out that late? Why were
yeah,
you out that late?" And to
yeah,
me, it's like, yeah, man, it's like you have a life changing event. It's like
yeah.
just chill at home, be with your
Chill
family. You
out,
don't need to
bro.
go
Just
out.
for a couple weeks, just chill, man. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
just
And it could
like
have been his
don't get
friends Rowdy, and he was there. They probably all got citations,
yeah.
but obviously his name gonna pop up because
Yeah,
you know what I
and the
mean.
thing is, like, he is going to get drafted in the NFL. That's a big deal. That's a life
Yeah,
changing event. Even if he doesn't pan out, man, you're going to be in the league for 4 years.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's cool. I hope it. I think he's going to affect him maybe half round. If that it's a
yeah,
half round, he's going to drop down. Other than that, he'll be fine. Instead
yeah.
of
He'll be
going
fine.
early third, he might go in the third or the beginning of the fourth. That's it.
Yeah, I don't
Done.
think it'll
I
mess
mean,
him
it's
up. When I
yeah,
read
it's
it, I was
not.
like rested. I'm like, man, what this guy doing? I'm like, ah, man, I read it's like disorderly, or like he was like did obstruction or whatever. Maybe the officer told him to do something, and I read it, but it
Yeah,
seemed like it was so petty, man. It was nothing like
I know. And Bell was $39. I was like, what the? I was like,
I know I
okay.
seen that like $39. I was like, that's it. I'm like, yeah, that he probably just went
I was
in, took a
like, I've
picture,
never
and
seen a
left.
bell that cheap in my life. It was like 39
Yeah,
bucks. I'm like that. I'm like, come on, man.
the dude,
That's
they'll
that's
probably end
just
up dropping that anyway, man. They'll probably end up
yeah,
dropping
yeah,
that
they
shit.
will. I mean, because
Yeah,
there's
it'll
gonna be
be stupid.
hopefully that's the thing. Hopefully no body cam footage comes out where he acts stupid, cussing people out, maybe has a drink in his hand.
Yeah,
I was like, that's the last thing you need, man. You're a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
guaranteed draft pick in the NFL. Don't screw it up.
yeah, yeah. But definitely
I
looking
mean,
forward to the
Snowden
draft
parked his
party,
car in
man.
an embankment. We didn't care, so that kind of went under
Yeah,
the table. You remember that?
yeah, yeah.
That picture came out. I'm
Uh,
like, bro, you can't park there. Like, what? The thing was like just teetering on the embankment,
yeah. I
and the
was like,
door was
bro,
open. I was like, what the? But I don't know. That's just
that
one of the things that really gets to me. I'm like these players. I'm like, I've been pounding that in people's heads for years. I wish
yeah,
the NFL would give more of these players more education on what to do. I don't think they do enough because every year we see some kid ruin his life or
something.
do something stupid. And
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you got millions or you have the chance to get millions. Like you gotta be better with your
yeah.
life and your decision
You got
choices.
to, man. Get a driver, Uber, or something, man. Like, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
be careful. You
But
know.
man, we're at 30-minute mark. Hey, we're all gonna be at the draft party. We'll be having fun. We'll be linking up. If you like our
Yep.
stuff, subscribe. Come say what's up.
Yep.
I'm gonna be running around doing trivia and things like that, like I always do. Hassling the Charger fans. There's always a couple there straggling around in Vegas.
Yeah.
So come
I'm
find us.
bringing
Say
my
what's
boy
up.
with
Tell
me, man. I'm bringing my boy with me, man. He's a Dallas Cowboy, man. So he's hanging out with me, but
Is he wearing
he's
heels?
like
What's
six
going
five.
on?
Huh? I told him, I said, hey, bro, you don't get a lot of looks. He's like, yeah, I know, man. But that's my dog, though. I take him. He hooks me up all the time, bro. He actually gave me tickets to that Dallas game. You know what I mean? For
Oh
free. So I
yeah.
was like, I got you, bro. I gotta take
Yeah,
care of
yeah.
you, man. That's
No,
my boy,
it's
man.
fun. I mean, people don't
Yeah,
realize
yeah.
Vegas is not Oakland. Like, we're not out there trying to stab people and stuff. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen some wild stuff. I always tell people
Dude.
in Oakland, we call it upper deck activities.
Yeah.
Um, I saw a guy wearing, the Abdul Jabbar. You remember who he is with the Dolphins? People may not remember,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
was Dan Marino's running back, and this
Yeah.
guy was wearing an it was Abdul Jabbar. I can't remember what his first name was. In the bathroom, running his mouth upstairs near the suites,
Yeah.
and the troughs, and somebody pulled out a shank and stabbed him in the stomach. And it's like 3 o'clock. Swear to God, just and that was it. I
Damn.
was like, shit, because he was like
Dude, I
trying to
know.
fight people. Somebody just went up, bam, and walked out, and the guy was like, "Oh my God," he's bleeding. I was like, "All right, this is Oakland." I mean, I will never
Yeah, dude.
forget. That is embedded in my head.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
never
dude. I
forget that.
always remember the troughs, the people from the opposite team being there, and then catching the BART, bro. Like just walking over that
Yeah,
old school, like, and then buying the t-shirts outside, man. Like it was no vibes like it, man. I always stayed in Frisco. I caught the BART over, but man, it was just. And then I used to watch a lot of games in San Diego too, and
oh, okay,
those were pretty rough, dude. Those were because all the LA fans came over there, dude. Like it was like, man, it was like you would see fights, people cussing them out. I mean, cussing the
yeah.
cheerleaders. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, just the good vibes, man. I loved it, but it wasn't nothing like Oakland, though, for sure.
No, nothing will ever be
Yeah,
like Oakland. And I hope with Mendoza the atmosphere changes and more people tailgate, but we'll see if that happens or not. It's like, we're not going to win instantly. Come out, enjoy yourself, have fun, go to the tailgates.
I love
But
the
the thing
tailgate,
is,
man.
Vegas is so expensive. It rules a lot of people out sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It does. The travel, trying to get here. A lot of people do the turn and burn, man. They go to Cali. They leave in the morning, they hit the game and go back, man. That's rough. You know what I mean? So
that's what I
unless
do.
you got somebody to stay with, unless you got
I'm
someone
7
to
hours
stay with.
away. I've driven in because my boy plays ball. I've gotten in at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, woke up at 8:30 to go to the tailgate.
Yeah.
And then watch the game and turn around and drive home. And so I'm in Vegas for, 8, 9 hours maybe. Or because I leave the game. I'm there for like 12 hours and then I leave.
Yeah.
It's rough sometimes,
Yeah, I just see you driving, man. I'm like, dude, man, you on the road, bro. I mean, I'm lucky to be originally from Cali, and being a Raider fan, I just have to go to Oakland or San Diego, but I'm lucky to like have them here, you know what I mean? So I can just right down the street, you know what I mean? So
my kids already know when they turn 18, I'm like, hey, we're moving to Vegas. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done. I'm done with Cali.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it, though,
But yeah, catch us live. We'll be popping off at the draft. So we'll link up and have some fun. But hey, next week we'll be back talking about the draft. The do's, the don'ts, the happiness. There's always going to be somebody pissed off in the draft. It won't be me unless they draft a wide receiver at 36. Other than that, I'll be happy.
If they do a wide receiver, I'm gonna be like, hey, I told you, man.
But that's the thing. I tell people, if Boston is there and there's nothing else, and if Omar's there, 100% you take him. So it's like I understand what their thought process is. I just don't want it. Like I'm just stubborn.
Well, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you day 2 anyway. So I'm gonna be sitting next, probably stand next to you and be like, all right,
just screaming. What the? But all right, thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it.
Catch us next week, guys. Much love.
Let's go Raiders.
All right, cool. Yeah.